Hi, it's Jerry. And this week we're going to talk about a concept that's really quite simple, but not necessarily easy. Being intentional in your marriage. So what is that about and why is it important, you may ask? Well, let me explain one thing. You know, things in life and in the universe don't get better on their own. It's a natural way that God designed things that when things are left to their own, over time, they decline, they erode, they get worse. And marriage is no different. So intentionality is simply making an effort to improve your marriage. Sounds simple, doesn't it? So why isn't it? Well, let's be honest. The reality is most of us live maybe even selfish lives. We follow our own schedules. We have our own goals. We do what it is that we want to do. And we don't put a lot of effort into the relationship that we call marriage because it seems to be going fine. So we just don't worry too much about it. It's fine. I'm really busy with these other things. I'll get back to that someday. Well, that someday needs to be now. Because if you wait, what you may find is that there's not a whole lot of relationship to focus on when you get around to it. So what does it mean to be intentional? Well, the first thing is really just taking your eyes off of yourself and putting them back onto your spouse. Think about it this way. Back when you were dating, you put a lot of effort into the relationship. It's called intentionality. You wanted to understand this person you were dating. You wanted to learn everything about them that you could. You wanted to please them. You wanted to impress them, right? But the reality is once we get married, for so many couples, it's like the pressures of life come back, and work and kids and all the things that we face on a day-to-day basis start to just build up. And it gets harder and harder to focus on that person that we call our spouse. But it's critical that we do so. Because like I said, if we don't, the relationship will erode. So what are some easy ways that you can be intentional? First, awareness is huge. Just understanding that it's important to do so will lead you in that general direction. Talk to your spouse. Make time for conversation. Listen to your spouse. Make sure that when you're engaging, that you're actively listening, you're hearing what they have to say, you're responding, you're taking an interest in what it is they have to say. Notice things about your spouse. Guys, if your wife comes home with a new haircut or even new hair color and you don't say something, you've really dropped the ball. In her mind, you're just saying, you don't care what I look like. You don't even notice when I do something dramatic. You got to take notice, guys. Make an effort to do so. Ladies, similar kind of thing. If your guy comes home and something's occurred or happened to him during the day and he's either excited about it or upset about it, listen, encourage, support him. Let him know that he's still the most important person in your life. That's so critical. So noticing things, talking, listening, doing things for one another. Again, when you dated, you did all kinds of things for your then partner, now spouse. Why stop? Surprise them with something. The occasional date night is a wonderful thing. If you haven't done this in a while, take them out on a date. Make time to do so. Surprise them with something. Just do something to let them know that they are the most important relationship that you have. That's intentionality. It really does sound simple when you put it out there, doesn't it? Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Just be aware of it. Think about it. I'm going to challenge you today. In the next week, what I really want you to do is I want you just to be intentional about one or two things in your marriage, something that you can focus on. And here's something I will virtually guarantee you on. If you do a couple of things intentionally to make your marriage better, you will see a change in the relationship almost immediately. It's amazing. Trust me and try me. Intentionality. It's a real important thing. Simple to understand, harder to do, but make the effort. It's worth it.